All right. Season 9 podcast preview. Ready to rock and roll. Um, we are
We are
First of all,
live. Are we here?
we are live. Yes, I was going to say congratulations to JT and the Jets. 17-2.
Thank you.
How'd you do it?
I don't know. I would have never guessed that I would have went 17-2, but the AFC was not the greatest.
Still.
Yeah.
17-2, 17-2 with the Jets. I think everyone, I don't know, I think you're in everyone's head right now, and people need to snap out of it and wake up a little bit. And I don't know. Pretty much your public enemy number one is what I'm trying to say. But
That's
enough
fine.
about that. Let's get down to business. Let's get down to brass tacks.
All
You
right.
ready?
Yep. So schedules are not out yet, but we're going to be
Close.
going over the primetime games. So for people that don't know how it works, we're going back to the old scheduling method. You play 4 games a week for each of the 4 weeks. 2 games a week are designated as the primetime games. They are usually the top players, good games. We try to play them at night when people can actually watch them. And what else do you want to say about that? Anything? You want to get right to it?
Well, I mean, the primetime game, I mean, it's what you touched on, but it's also just, it's almost like the one primetime game is the game of the week. It's what we think will be, obviously, the game of the week, the best matchup. And then the other one, COFL Night in America, that's like our Sunday Night in America game. It just adds a little character to the league and makes it more fun. And it's the 2 games that everyone should seek out to watch and enjoy. And all right, we're going to unveil those first. And then once those are done, then we will unblock the schedules on the website, and then everyone can start playing their games.
All right. We ready to go?
Ready to go, kid. Make it happen.
Here we go.
We got 7 people watching.
All right. Week number 1. We'll start out with the game of the week. There it is.
Wow, that looks great.
This is
JT
the hottest rivalry in the COFL right now. Would you agree?
Oh, I would totally agree. It used to be you and Jake, and I mean it still is, but you and Nate right now. The 2 games he beat you, and then you beat him in the playoffs. Many of us wanted to call it the flu game, but he didn't. He didn't.
He didn't come through.
He didn't. No, he didn't, man. I was disappointed in him. I felt bad for him, but it is what it is. But this is definitely the hottest rivalry in COFL right now, without a doubt. I'm excited for this game.
So for those that weren't around, both of my losses last season, 17-2, were to Nate. He was the Titans. He beat me twice in the regular season, and then we played in the divisional round of the playoffs. And it was a highly anticipated matchup, and he just didn't quite come through. He actually played pretty well. In the second half, I thought he was going to come back and beat me, but he just made little mistakes in the red zone, and he kind of shot himself in the foot a couple times.
Yeah. He played reckless, and we tell him every time, you can't play reckless, Nate.
And he normally doesn't. He against me, he usually plays pretty well. I don't know why, but this time he just made a couple mistakes. Well, a couple. I said a couple, but it's actually he threw 7 interceptions, I believe.
7 interceptions, yeah. And like you said, if he throws 5, he wins.
Yep. Because I stalled on offense. All right, let's go to next matchup. Is going to be Week 1 COFL Night in America. And there it is.
I like this matchup.
This is interesting.
It's very interesting.
Kind of a new matchup here between the old blood and the new blood here. They did play once last season, I believe. didn't they?
They definitely played once in Coach P. We call him Coach P. His name's Southern Cal, but to us he's Coach P. He beat Hirsch. Um, I just think these two teams right now, or going into the season, are the front runners to represent the NFC in the COFL Bowl.
By the
What
way,
do you think?
how's the audio? We got any comments on the YouTube?
Audio's good. We got 11 people watching. We're doing something right. It's a record right now. We got a record 11 people watching.
All right, so we got. I believe Coach P handled him in the regular season. Is that right?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think
He
he
beat him,
did.
that's all I know.
Yeah. Anyway, two kind of interesting styles. It's going to be a good game.
Definitely.
I think
And
actually
they played twice.
Coach P beat me in a scrimmage, but I didn't really like his offense. I think he's going to have a hard time on offense with the Redskins. They just don't have the weapons that he needs.
I think it'll take him the first 4 games, and it'll help him with the scheduling where he's going to play his 4 games and he's going to have time to develop and figure this team out. Because if it was the open schedule, then he'd probably just rush games in, and then it'd just be a junk show, and he'd probably go crazy.
Well, he's already finished 4 of his games for the season. Did you see it? Did you see his text? Did you see his him scheduling?
Oh, yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He loves trying to get under my skin. We got Quantu Saucy in the house. We got Spencer, a.k.a. that dude Fitty. Fitty got fingered. And we have... You ever seen the movie Freddy Got Fingered?
No, I should probably watch it. It's one of the worst movies of all time, isn't it?
Oh, it's by far. And we got that guy, WB. So we got 12 people watching now. We got a record. All right. So, like we said, this game, it's what I think is the two front runners in the NFC colliding in week 1. I don't know who's home, but I think Hirsch will win this game. I think Hirsch will start off with a dub. He's more prepared with his team.
Yeah, I like Hirsch. He's got the same team. We got Robin, myself, and Hirsch, I believe. Is that the only 3 that have their same team from last season?
Correct.
All right, yeah, Hirsch is going to have the upper hand. I think he's going to be a favorite, but we'll see if Coach P can prove us wrong. All right, ready for week 2, game of the week?
I'm ready for week 2. Week 2,
comes.
game of the week.
D-Rob versus Jake.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
It's very interesting.
We got D-Rob with Kansas City last season. Major struggle fest. I think his overall record was 5-11 or something like that. Does that sound right?
He went 4-12.
4-12, but in those 4 wins, he showed some flashes. He I think he destroyed Nate, didn't he?
One game he did, and then the next time they played, he lost. I just don't think D-Rob was really into last season.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him.
Well, I'm going to tell you, man. I'm going to tell you this, and it happened. I'm not going to blame my season on it, but the open scheduling, man. You just rifle through these games. When it's slowed down for you, when it's structured, you just kind of manage your games. You're not in a rush. It's a different mentality. I'm telling you, he didn't seem into it. He just kind of seemed like he wanted to get all of his games out of the way and be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why he went 4-12, because he's not a 4-12 player.
He struggled a little bit overall though on Madden 18. I feel like.
Oh, without a doubt, he has.
Madden 17, he was pretty consistently one of the top 4 or 5 guys in the league.
He invented Lamar Miller.
But let's talk about, the Chiefs are a pretty good team, but I feel like the Jags are pretty much a perfect fit for him.
Perfect. He was them 2 seasons ago when he went to the playoffs with them.
Great running game. Great. Well, plus they've gotten better because of the updates with the real Jags being better.
Mm-hmm.
And really pretty similar structure of a team that he had for the Texans when he went to the COFL Bowl and won it in season 2 last year. Great defense, defensive line, and a good running game.
What do you think about Jake in this game? What do you think about Jake overall? The Colts?
Jake,
I don't know, man. I don't know if I buy it.
Jake went with the Colts. he's going to win 9 games. I think he'll win 9 games with any team in the game, always.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think he's going to struggle with the defense. He's not going to be able to just run the same defense over and over again with the Colts. Somebody's going to pick him apart. There's going to be some more shootouts than he's used to. But he'll be good. I think on offense, he might not be able to get his running game going as much as he likes to, but he'll be good in the passing game. I think Jake will be the favorite in this game, but I think he'll struggle overall. He might have like a 9-7, maybe a 10-6 type season.
I agree. I mean 10-6. If I was betting, I'd say over under 9 wins. What do you say? Over or under? No push. It has to be one or the other.
I guess I'll have to go over then. He's definitely not going to go under that.
That's true. All right, we got 13 people watching. Let's get the Week 3 game of the week.
We still got the Week 2 COFL Night in America next.
We got the Week 2 COFL Night in America. I apologize.
Here we go.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, I can't wait for this game. And you know what? A lot of people are doubting me and they're down on me. And I get it. I totally get it. I was terrible last season. But let's go back a couple seasons. Don't forget that I went 10-6 with the Rams yesterday, losing the playoffs. The year before that, I went 10-6 with the Bears, lost in the second round to Fitty. I had one bad season, and everyone's down and out on me. Everybody is down and out on me, and that's fine. I got a chip on my shoulder. I got this, probably, in my opinion, I think Falcons are the best team, and one of the best teams, top 2, top 3, just because they're speed. So don't sleep on me in not only this season, but this game. And that is not a threat. That's just a warning to Fitty and everyone else that I said. Go ahead.
This is really your chance to be in prime time to try to get some respect back from the people.
Oh yeah.
I'm
already fired up. I'm already fired up, as you can tell.
I mean, you just had a horrible season, bad focus, bad everything. Everyone's lost faith that you could. I mean, think about even when you had the Bears in last year. I mean, they were not very good in the game. You still beat some really good players. I mean, you beat quite a few like top 5 to 10 players in this league.
Oh yeah.
Over a span of multiple seasons, you beat me, you beat Cons, you beat D-Rob, you beat Fitty.
Mm-hmm. I still haven't beat Jake. But yeah, no. I'm telling you, last season, I wasn't focused. We got 14 people watching. Another record, by the way, folks. But this game is going to be, and I'm going to be locked in. Every game I play, I got to make sure that it's just me by myself. We got 15 people watching now. Another record. But needless to say, this will be my time to shine and show everybody what I can do. So I'm going to be pretty excited about it. And as you can tell in my voice and my little spiel I gave to.
One thing in your favor is that the early results of the preseason games that Fitty's had with the Chiefs have not been all that great.
I know, but here's the thing with Fitty: is every season he starts off 0-2. We'll say he starts off 1-3, but by week 2, week 3, that's when he starts rolling. Every season, man. Every season he starts rolling late. It's almost like he wants to go back, like he wants to be behind and then make it interesting and go on a run.
By the way, Joe Mixon last season, one of the only people that kept stats, had like 2,300 yards. I think that's like only the second 2,000-plus yard rusher in COFL history.
How many yards did he have?
2,300.
Wow. Who didn't what's his name?
Lamar Miller had
for the Chiefs.
he had I can't remember who it was. Like a couple of people had a ton of yards with him, but it might have been Fitty who had the record. I'll have to go back and look at it. But anyway, Joe Mixon kind of went underappreciated because the Bengals as a whole had a huge struggle.
And plus the whole stats thing, we really didn't do it, so people really weren't paying attention to it,
Yeah, but the Bengals defense was not that solid. We'll see if he can get a little bit better on defense this season.
Yeah, we shall see.
Anything else on this game? Who's the favorite? You got to give Fitty the favorite.
He's the favorite. He'll be Going into the game, he'll be a 9.5 point spread or
Wow.
9.5 point favorite. Before kickoff, it'll drop down to 7.5.
This
Okay?
is your chance. This is your chance to
This
get
is
back
my
into
moment.
things. Get back
This
in
is
the
my
swing of
moment.
things here.
I'm already fired up. Let's go, Fitty. I'm coming. All right, let's go. Next week, 3-3. Let's do it.
Week 3, game of the week. Wow. It is Nate
Battle for
versus
Milford.
Jake. The battle for Milford, the Milford Classic, the Cheddar Bottom Bowl. Jake versus Nate. These guys both have really evolved to be the same player, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Other than Nate's almost become more like Jake than Jake himself, especially with the with the running quarterback. It's like it reminds me of what Jake was like the first couple seasons more. I mean,
Yeah.
and Nate's got the perfect quarterback this season for what he likes to do. He's got the
it's
fastest
almost
quarterback in the game.
It's has Nate ever beaten Jake in the COFL?
That's what I was thinking. I don't think he has.
I don't think he has either.
They've played like maybe 4 times that I can remember.
You know, the way I think of this rivalry, the battle for Milford, is it's almost as if Nate. So Jake is the United States, and Nate is like a third world country, like trying to keep up, trying to like get with the times, but he's always 10, 20 years behind. Like right now, Nate is listening to 80s music. No, he's listening to like early 90s music. Well, Jake is, he's up with the times. So that's my comparison to the two. It's a good comparison.
Jake is definitely. This could be the time when he finally gets the win, though. I mean,
I think so too. I think Jake is going to struggle bad with the Colts.
Nate just needs to lock in and try to focus on not throwing it to the other team. He's got a lot of things right. And against that Colts defense, he's definitely got a chance to outscore him.
I agree. I like Nate this season a lot. I mean, I like him I really want Nate. More than anyone, I want Nate to win a championship.
Nate did have the Bills one other season. Is that correct?
Yeah, he lost to, I think, Jake in the playoffs.
He made the playoffs at least, so.
Yeah, I think that was season 1.
It had to be season 2. I think was Nate's first year.
I meant of Madden 18.
Oh, okay.
My bad. All right, you got anything else you want to talk about?
No, I actually like Nate to win that game. I think it'll be a close game.
Too.
It could be the best game between them that we've seen yet, but I think Nate's going to have the upper hand with that quarterback against that defense.
Yep, I agree.
All right, COFL Night in America Week 3.
Ooh, interesting.
This was a late addition to the card.
Interesting. Go ahead.
So we wanted to throw Bowman a bone after what he did in the playoffs last season, the Cinderella team, getting in when it looked hopeless with about 3 games to play in the regular season, and then we had the falling apart of the Cowboys. They were left coachless. They weren't in the playoffs. Bowman slips in with the Vikings at 9-7 to the 6th seed, beats Hirsch on a last-second field goal in the first round, which was being called the biggest upset of COFL Madden history.
Mm-hmm.
Then he goes on to the divisional round, faces Jake. He's a 26-point underdog. And somehow, I still don't quite understand how it happened. He beats Jake 17-7 in the new biggest upset in COFL Madden history. And then he goes on to just finally be the cause of the Coach P meltdown that we'd all been waiting for.
It was only a matter of time.
For weeks. And just destroys Coach P to the point where we had to beg him to even finish the game late in the third quarter.
Right. Well, let me. You just, by the way, you just gave a perfect rundown of what happened. I mean, just hearing what he did, I can't even believe he did. So when he beat Jake, I was at a movie, left the theater. I get a text from JT with a picture. Like, I'm in the car. She wanted ice cream, so I was driving her to CVS to get ice cream. So I park waiting for her. I get a text from JT that has a picture, and I look at the picture and it shows the score, and Bowman's up 17-7. I'm like, what? I couldn't believe it. It was probably, I mean, that is easily, by far, the biggest upset in COFL history. I'm going back to even the college football days. I don't remember anything like that.
That's up there with Jim, the one time Jim beat VTech.
Oh, yeah, didn't he? That's right, he did beat him.
And he made a video with the Who Let the Dogs Out, I believe.
Yeah, that was the greatest video ever.
But yeah, Bowman beating Jake. That was incredible.
And then on the other side, you have DB, who, you know, a lot of people really didn't. You know, people said good season, DB. You did this, you did that, but I don't think he got the props that he probably should have gotten with the Browns, taking them to the AFC Championship. I mean, the team went 0-16. They're the worst team in the game. You know, he went toe to toe with you.
What did he have the second seed? No, he had the third seed, right? Yeah. So he actually won. He won 2 playoff games. He had never previously won a playoff game in Madden COFL.
That's true. That's true.
He beat. I'm trying to think of who he beat. Do you remember?
He beat Jules. He beat the Ravens, and then he.
Oh, that's right. And then he beat the Dolphins. DQ.
Yeah, then he beat DQ. Quantu Saucy.
I think he beat him by. He ended up beating him by like 20 points, right?
Yeah, he kind of handled DQ. DQ got a little wake up call, a little slap around, kind of come back to reality.
And then you throw him, in tier 3, but we can talk about that later.
Well, I'm gonna slowly move him up because tier 3 is not that. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about this game. In this game, I like DB. Got to go with my guy DB. I think Bowman does not make the playoffs this season with the Cardinals. I think he struggles hard. I think he goes 6-10.
Yeah, they're definitely not a just kind of set it and forget it defense like the Vikings. He pretty much ran the same defensive play 80% of the time almost, I would say. Because I know because I watched a couple of games of his before the COFL Bowl.
Set it and forget it. Hit it and quit it. I like it.
This is a good defense, but it's not nothing's on the Vikings level at this point.
No. So I go with DB. I think DB wins 24-10.
DB, I think he's going to go back a little bit to his old self. I don't think he's going to have a crazy season like he had with the Browns. I think he'll have a winning season, but yeah, I think he'll be. I think he wins this game by the field goal.
I don't remember what DB's schedule is. I know he's tier 2. His schedule's tough. I don't think it's brutal like some, but I think just DB being DB and who he is, and he's the YouTube guru. I think he'll go 10-6.
Yep.
All right.
That's what I'm thinking. 9-7, 10-6, something around there. But yeah, I think he'll be a small favorite against Bowman. All right. So we are heading into week 4 now for the game of the week.
I love this matchup.
This is a very interesting game of the week. We got 2 guys these guys have both been around for like 3 or 4 seasons now, I think. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. It sounds about right.
So they're starting to establish themselves. Big Daddy had a rough ending to his Broncos season last season. But he then went on to claim that he didn't really care about this league since he won a couple others.
I love that.
Interesting strategy.
When I hear that, I just know, 1, that they're pissed, 2, they're emotional. So when I hear that, I go in for the kill. I immediately go in for the kill.
Oh, that's great.
But go on.
Then we got JMCC, who has just been like a steady climb, getting better and better at Madden ever since he joined the league back in season 3-ish or something.
Yeah, I remember his first season. He had the Cowboys, and I think he went like 6-9-1 or something like that.
Yeah, and they were the best. I mean, they're pretty much the best team in the game last year.
Yeah, and then he kind of just figured things out. And, I mean, he won the Christmas Bowl. I think he went to like back-to-back NFC championships or something like that. But he still is yet to go to the COFL Bowl. But these two coaches right here, in my opinion, are the 2 up-and-comers in the COFL. I mean, you got JT, you got Jake, and then you got Nate, and then you got these guys. These guys are right behind that group. This is a tier 1 matchup. This is This is game of the week right here, man.
This is it.
I'm going to see. It's going to be interesting to see how the Giants are and how JMCC does with them. Because no one's been the Giants. I don't know how they'll be. I think they'll be better than. Because they have talent, they have players, they have playmakers. Defensively, I don't even know how are they? Are they bad? Good?
They're not very good overall. They got a couple really good players, but overall, not great. I would alternate for this game title would be the Boner Bowl. These guys both had quite a few teams, in my opinion, that would have fit them a lot better than what they chose.
Yeah, especially Big Daddy. He went Chargers. I forget what he picked, but I remember I was shocked that he went with them.
Yeah, well, he had the Packers right there, who pretty much fits his style perfectly on offense, as you can see in the franchise.
Yeah.
And JMCC could have taken the Packers. He could have taken the Lions, who I think are much better overall than both these teams.
He was frustrated with the Packers, but I don't know. I think if he would have went back to Green Bay, I think he's got to realize that his schedule is
right,
tough.
Exactly.
It's not the Packers that were the reason. It's just you got a tough schedule, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he still went 9-7 and made the playoffs with probably either the hardest or the second hardest schedule in the league last year.
I agree. Who do you like in this game?
I have to go with Big Daddy. I just don't. I don't see the Giants being very good, but hopefully he proves me wrong.
It's a toss-up, though, in my opinion. But I'm going to go with Big Daddy as well. I'd say the spread, if there was one, which there is, I'd say, if I think Los Angeles is home, let's just say they're home, I'd say they're -3.5 in this one. Since New York's got to go east all the way west.
Yeah, they're definitely favorites. I hope JMCC figures something out. Hopefully, we had AK took the Giants to the COFL Bowl, Season 5. Mm-hmm. So they got some weapons, but I don't know. It'll be interesting. See if he can get together a defense. Big Daddy will be interesting, too, because the Chargers, not very good either. They went 4-12.
Yeah, but they're okay.
I don't know.
No, in the NFL, they went 4-12?
No, last season in the COFL.
Oh, yeah, that was Vafangula, though.
Ouch.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, that hurts.
That was a good little shot I just gave him, though. All right, let's go to COFL. Night in America, the finale.
All right.
I forget who's in this.
Here we go. Wow.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about us.
The President's Cup.
The President's Cup. This is like Bears Packers. This is like this is the Masters of the COFL. JT versus Prez. And this is another game where I got to show myself. When we started off, I remember I was keeping track of what our record was in the regular season. I think we started off 3-3, and then you won 2. I think you've won like 3 or 4 in a row, and now you're up like 8-3.
Yeah.
Like it's gotten pretty lopsided. So.
Yeah, seasons 1 through 3, we had one of the best rivalries.
Yeah, we had good games.
We went really back and forth. You I believe it was season 2. You were the Packers. I was the Cardinals. We played in the playoffs, and that was one of the worst. Like points-wise, that may have been the worst loss that I've ever had in CFL.
That's probably my favorite win ever. I couldn't believe that.
I think it was 28-7.
Yep. Because you beat me twice during the regular season, and one of them was in overtime.
They were both crazy close, and one of them you pretty much pissed away in the fourth quarter.
Remember that? I had it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, there's so many heartbreakers. But anyways, the President's Cup, this will be a fun game. These games are always fun. Oh, man, it'll be interesting. I mean, obviously, you're the favorite. There's no debating that. The defending champ. I think this game is in Atlanta. I think I made sure that it was in Atlanta so I could have my speed in the turf, in the dome. I need every edge I can get. But, yeah, do you want to add anything to this game other than...
Well, I just hope that you're have a winning record because I don't have a lot of faith that you will, but I hope that you do. I hope you get back to your roots, focus a little bit.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that you're rooting for me
You
and
you can
you have hopes for me.
and even though you do have great wide receivers, I mean, you can still run your kind of offense that you like to run with running the ball 25 times and grinding the clock.
I will. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. I got it.
All right, we'll see.
I have a plan. I have a scheme. I'm prepared.
All right, that pretty much wraps it up for those 8 primetime games. Now, are the schedules on the site, or how do you want me to go to them?
They will be on the site in 3, 2, 1. The schedules are now released, and you can view them all on the site. I repeat, everybody, you can now view the schedules. They are on the website. You can go to www.thecofl.com, click schedules, and it'll take you there.
All right.
They are live.
Let's take a look. Where do you want to start?
Let's go. We'll start AFC, and we can just go alphabetically.
All right. Baltimore Ravens. They are a tier. You have them in tier 2.
I do, and here's the reason why. All right, Keller is a tier 2 coach. Okay, he had a bad season with the Washington Redskins. Baltimore is his team. He was Baltimore 2 years ago, and he went to the AFC Championship. I believe he lost to you.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
we have actually 2 teams that were the sort of Cinderella teams that season. They both had, I think, 13 plus wins and were the number 1 seed. Do you remember the other one?
I don't.
It was the Carolina Panthers and Coach ZZ.
Oh yeah, 14
and 2. So those guys were both number 1 seeds in their conference, and I believe they both lost their opening playoff game.
Yeah, ZZ lost to
Jake in the snow.
Yeah.
I don't remember who Keller played, but
no, Keller played you in the AFC Championship that season.
I thought that was another year.
It was Ravens versus.
No, he never played me in the AFC Championship, but I think I know what you're talking about. He almost made it there.
Yeah, no, maybe he lost to you in the second round.
He lost. I thought I had a chance to play him in the AFC title game, but he finally got knocked off. But I feel like that was another season that we're talking about. But he also had the Ravens that year. But anyway, those guys are both back with their teams for season 9, and here's the Ravens schedule. We got first week opens up with Jules, D-Rob, DQ, and Eric Allen, aka Obama.
That's a tough schedule. That's not an easy opening week.
No, that's a rough opening week, actually.
I know. I think those are. I think those are even. Those are even matchups. I think him and Jules even. Him and D-Rob even. I may give D-Rob the advantage. Him versus DQ, father son even. Him versus Obama, I'd give Keller the edge. I think he starts off 2-2.
And actually, Obama took his bumps because he had a brutal schedule. Because he filled in for AK, so that was just kind of luck of the draw. But I mean, he showed some flashes last season. I think he's gonna be what tier do you have him in? 2 or 3?
3.
All right, yeah, I think he's got a real good chance to have a winning record this season.
Yeah, Patriots are tough to beat though, but I say 2-2. What do you think?
Yeah, I would think 2-2.
All right, go to week 2. What do you got here?
Let me move on to Robin, me, JT, Vafangul, and I am the Aaron. What do we call that guy, by the way?
I don't know. I am the Aaron. I call him Iwar. His name in PS3 was Iwar, but
I am the Aaron. It's too long. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't say
Just
that.
Let's call him Aaron. Call him Aaron.
All right. So he's got Aaron. This is I mean, this is an easier week. He could definitely go 3-1.
I think he's going 3-1.
Although Aaron seems to be improving rapidly. He was atrocious when he first came in. He played I think his first even in the franchise. Well, because he's pretty much new to Madden, as I understand it. Yeah. He lost like 150-0 to the computer in the franchise. But anyway, I mean, we're not going to focus on that. He's getting better because he already almost beat D-Rob in the franchise just last night. So.
Oh yeah.
And he's got a pretty good team, the Titans. So it'll be interesting. But Keller should be the favorite in three of those games, I would think. Although Va with the Steelers is going to be more of a challenge than when he had the Chargers.
Yeah, but I still think Keller beats him. I think he goes 3-1. He won't beat you.
All right, so then he has Jules again, D-Rob again, DQ again. So this is the same.
Yeah.
He's got all the 4 rematches for week 3.
Just to tell everyone how the schedules work, and this is for the majority of them. Not everyone will go in order, but week 1 and week 3, those are the weeks that you play your opponents twice. All right. Week 2 is conference, and then week 4 is non-conference. So there you go. So week 1 and 3 will always be the team that you play twice.
Okay. So it's probably going to be a 2-2 situation there too. Then finishes out with ZZ, huge wild card in my opinion. Then we got DB with the Niners, Hirsch, and Ricky. That's a tough finish because even though Ricky is absolutely god awful at this game right now, no offense, what did he go? Who was he last season?
At the Saints, he went like 2-13-1 or something like that.
Okay, maybe I'm getting confused with Keller. Did Keller have a terrible? Keller was the Redskins.
Keller was terrible. Keller went like 1, but I don't think Keller really cared.
All right, so they were both really bad last season, but they've both been better in the past. I don't remember how good Ricky's been in the past. Has he been in the playoffs? I can't remember.
Yeah, he beat me 2 seasons ago. Ricky's okay. Ricky's a 9-7 coach.
But that's the thing with the Vikings. I mean, you don't even have to be that good on defense. You just got to run basic coverages and just let your front 7 just eat them up, and then you pretty much can have a better than average defense, not knowing what the hell you're doing.
Yeah, I agree. But I still think Baltimore in this last 4 goes 2-2, and I think they finish 10-6. What do you think?
I think this schedule is tough. I'm going to probably put them in the 8 to 9 win range for the season. I mean, ZZ could definitely beat him. Hirsch and DB should beat him. I think he wins 8 or 9.
Okay. All right, let's go on to the next.
All right, we're going to the Buffalo Bills, Nathan, the bowler of the week in Milford, Ohio. We got Jake, myself, Big Daddy, and Fitty. Wow, what a start.
Jesus.
You just buried him.
I don't know. I don't even know what. I don't even know. Like, anyone could win those games.
That's brutal.
So some of these are just too tough to call. Like, look at his second week. He's got Jules, D-Rob, DQ, and Vaf on goal. That's a little easier.
It's a little easier.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. He could go 3-1 there, but then week 3 he's got that same week 1.
Yep.
And then look at his non-conference. He's got Coach P, JMCC. He's got me. Damn. And then he's got Owen.
Interesting.
Shit, man, they could go 9-7, 8-8 with that schedule.
Yeah, I'm thinking a 9-7 type year. Although I don't know,
tough.
It'll be interesting. He's got the better team than Jake. He's got the better team than Big Daddy. So I think if he plays smart, he could get 10. He could even get 11.
Let's just say he starts out. Let's just say this: he's going to go 3-1 week 1. He'll go 3-1 week 2. He's 6-2. All right. Week 3 he'll split, so he'll be 8-4, and then his last 4 he'll go 3-1. I bet you he goes 11-5, 10-6.
Yeah. I think 10-6 is probably the best bet at this point.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to B Dukes Broncos. Interesting team choice here.
I think it's going to be a bad season for B Dukes.
Bad fit?
Oh yeah.
How about this? What is his best record outside of the Bears?
Last season, 10-6 with Atlanta with a tier 1 schedule.
No, he didn't have a tier 1. I think he had a tier 2, didn't he?
No, he was tier 1.
B Dukes?
Yeah.
Are you flipping them around? Are you saying tier 3?
I mean, he was tier 3. Sorry.
There you go. All right. You're scaring me there.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. So that was his best season. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah. Like Robin beat him last season.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. So
I
this
know.
this season he is tier 3 again, or what'd you do with him this season?
Well, there's 4 tiers because I
Yeah.
had to make it even. He is tier. I put him tier 3. He's tier 3 out of 4, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds about
So
right. He might be tier 4 though.
he might be tier 4. As I was thinking too. Um, so he opens with Robin, DQ, Obama, and Aaron. So those are the 4 games that he has to play twice, and those are some interesting matchups. He could win all 4, although he definitely won't be the favorite against the Dolphins.
He'll. I think he goes 1-3. I just think Denver's is not. I think it's like. I just don't think he's. I just don't think it's a good fit. And look at week 2.
Oh, by the way, we never did discuss. I forgot about it. His clock management against the Cowboys last season, where he
Yeah,
got the ball with like I don't remember the details, but it was something like a
he
minute
had
and
three
45.
timeouts.
Yeah, he had 3 timeouts. He had like a minute 45. He got a pass out to like the close to midfield, maybe to like his 40-some-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of time. I mean, that's like an eternity in Madden. And then he
I know.
just slowly like used clock every play, just started running the ball through short passes, wasn't calling a timeout. The clock was under 45 seconds, and everyone was like, what the hell's going on here? He
He
just
he
lost
does.
consciousness.
Yeah,
He
he
had
does
no
stuff like that.
he,
That's why I always ask him. I'm like, are you smoking weed? Like you have
he
to be
was
doing that.
in
Like you have to.
space. He had
No.
no idea what was going on, and he didn't. And then the craziest part, he calls timeout, or somebody called time, or not timeout. I mean, he paused it. Somebody pauses it with like 15 seconds, and you're thinking, okay, he figured it out. Now he's like freaking out, but he unpaused it, and they still didn't call timeout. It's like he didn't even realize it then until 3 seconds left. He used his first timeout at the 50-yard line.
I know. I don't get it. That's why I don't. I think I see him going 5-11, 4-12. He's not going to beat me. That guy, I think, will beat him. You know,
All right,
he's got
so
Bowman.
we got Jules, D Rob. Seems like everybody plays D Rob in week 2. Jules, D Rob, Big Daddy, and Va.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 2-2 there. I don't know. Actually, Jules with Houston, I like that. They could
Yeah. I
actually be
like
pretty good.
Jules. Yeah, I agree.
Robin. Okay, then you got the repeat games there for week 3. Finishes out with Bowman, Josh, that guy, and you. Yeah,
He's not
that's
beating me.
it's not that hard of a schedule, but he is going to struggle to get any offense going.
Big time.
I'm thinking 7-9.
Wow. Are you nuts?
You think that's too many?
Oh, way too many. He's not going to win more than 6 games. He'll go 4-12, 5-11.
Wow.
Yeah. No way he wins 7 games. No way. He went. No way.
All right.
Sorry.
B Dukes, you got to help me out here.
Sorry, B Dukes. You're my guy. You're a Chicago guy. Actually, you're from Naperville. But let's go to the next. Let's go through these a little quicker. We're going to be here all night.
All right, Jules, we've already gone over a lot of his games. I like his team with Watson. What tier is he?
He is 2.
Tier 2, so he's got Keller, D-Rob, DQ, Va. Those are his double up games. Nate, B Dukes, Fitty. So he's got 2 tier 1 guys there.
That's a tough schedule.
Obama. Then you got the duplicates and Bowman, ZZ, Hirsch, and you. That's a tough schedule.
Mm-hmm.
It's even on the high side for a tier 2 schedule.
Yeah.
So
a lot of his opponents are tier 2. Keller, D-Rob, but then he's got Nate, then he's got Fitty.
He went 10-6 last year, but did he have a tier 3 schedule or do you have a tier 2 schedule?
Yeah, no, he had tier 3.
All right, I'm gonna say something like 8-8. I'm thinking.
I agree 100%.
All right, so there's 100%. Your schedule, Jules. Here's Jake's. He's got that brutal top of the top tier 1 schedule.
Damn, he's got you, Nate, Big Daddy, and Fitty. And Big Daddy, man. Big Daddy's he's drooling whenever he plays Jake. He wants nothing more in life than to beat Jake. So
Yeah.
I think Big Daddy I think him and Big Daddy will split. I think him and Nate split. I think you and him split. So he's 3-3 right there.
He should be able to beat Aaron and Obama.
Yes.
He finishes out with Coach P, ZZ, JMCC. That'll be interesting. And Hirsch. I think Hirsch can beat him actually with the Bucks versus the Colts.
I think Jake's going to go 10-6.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as well.
But I could see him going 11-5, 10-6. I'm going to say 10-6 though, just because he's the Colts.
I'm going to go with 10-6 as well. D-Rob, his double games are Keller, Jules, Va, and Aaron. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a pretty easy slate. Is he tier 2 or tier 3? He's tier 2.
He is tier 2.
So he's got kind of the lighter side. We saw Jules, Jules had the higher side of the tier 2 schedules. He's got a little bit of the lighter side. He does play Nate and Jake in the second week. So those are his toughest games. And he finishes out with Bowman, DB, Ricky, and Owen. I think if he's focused and goes back to his style of play, I mean, I think he can be. I'm thinking 10-6. I can see him going even better than that, but I don't want to get too optimistic.
I agree. I'm gonna get optimistic. I think he's gonna. I see him going 11-5.
11-5.
I think Bowman's gonna be down. Like, look at his non-conference: Bowman, DB, Ricky, Owen.
Mm-hmm.
He'll go 2-2, 3-1 there. You know, he'll beat Aaron. I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna say 10-6.
All right, agree. We're both on 10-6. Fitty, we've gone over a lot of these games already. His second week is Jules, Robin, Ricky, and you. Those are all winnable for him. Then he goes
very winnable
back to the double games. Then he's got Bowman, JMCC, Ricky, and Owen.
Wow. I expect a big season from Fitty with this schedule. Although outside of his double up games, he could go 7-1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say he's going 12-4, man.
I can't quite go that far. I'm gonna say 10-6.
Really? See, I think I'm saying worst case scenario, he splits with his double up games. All right, you say 10-6, fine. I'll say 11-5. I'm just writing these down so at the end.
All right, you got 11-5. Here is Big Daddy's schedule. He again has a brutal double up game schedule. Lighten the load a little bit for sure for week 2. He's got B Dukes, Obama, Vafangul, and Aaron. Those are all. I mean, he should be able to win all 4 of those, I would think.
Should be, yeah. I agree.
And then he finishes out with Coach P, ZZ, JMCC, and DB. That's a pretty tough finish there. I can see him going 2-2 in that stretch there. And honestly, I think he's with his double up games for the tier 1 guys. I think he's going to really struggle with that team. Personally, I can see him going like 3-5 in those 8 games.
Yeah, I see him going overall 8-8. I say 7-9 to 9-7.
I'm gonna go 8-8.
Yeah, I agree. 8-8. Because he was them a couple seasons ago, but he's gotten better. I'll definitely give him that. All right, DQ, Quantu Saucy. See what you got here.
Quantu Saucy's got Keller. That's his father. B Dukes, Jules, Obama. Those games, I think Jules will be a good game. It'll be interesting to actually see him. He beat his dad last season, I think?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd like to see him versus Obama will be a good game.
Uh-huh. And then we got...
Yeah, go ahead.
Nate. Oh, wow, look at that. Nate and Jake back-to-back. Robin and me.
He lost to Robin last season, too.
So he could go 1-4 right there, potentially.
Yeah.
This is a rough schedule for tier 3. I mean, that's interesting. I actually like that you did that because you originally said that tier 1 was just going to play tier 1 and 2, and then you mixed it up some more.
I mean, I had to because I had it where, um, like last season I did it differently, the scheduling. This season I did it where you have 12 conference games
Yeah.
and you have 4 non-conference games. So it didn't work. Like I had to like mix it up where a tier 1 team would have to play a tier 3 team. But I tried to make it as even as possible for
Yeah.
everybody.
Oh, good. I like it.
So
More interconnectedness here. So he's got the Final Four, the daddy, who we have not said a word about, I don't believe yet. That guy, Paige, and Pup Daddy. We haven't really talked about any of those guys. That's not a that's a kind of an easy side on the finish. The rest of his schedule
yeah.
is tough. I'm probably gonna have
I'm
him at like well, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He had a good season. I'll give him 9-7.
9-7. Okay. I'll say 9-7, 8-8.
Okay.
I'll give you that. Those last 4 games are going to help him big time. Obama, no more Obama.
Obama is we've pretty much. I mean, we're getting close to the end, so we've talked about all these games individually pretty much. See what stands out here. He finishes with Josh, the daddy, Pup Daddy, and Owen. That should be a really good game, actually. Seahawks
Mm-hmm.
Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be an interesting one. He should win. I would think he actually could win all 3 of these ones.
The daddy's not bad.
I don't believe I've played him. I don't even know if I've watched his
He's
games.
okay. He's okay. He's like he's a 7-9, 6-10 coach, but he's not bad.
Okay. And then his double games are Keller, B Dukes, Robin, and DQ. That's a good schedule. That'll be a fun schedule to watch him. I think he's evenly matched with a lot of these teams.
Damn, look at his week 2 schedule.
Week 2 schedule is brutal. Got a little bit of that last season's schedule mixed in there.
Yeah, he'll go 1-3 in that. Maybe he could go 0-4.
He could go 0-4 there. But I like him to. Oh man, I don't know. I'd like him to have a winning season, but week 2 schedule's tough. I'll give him 8-8, the same as ZZ did with the Patriots.
I agree. I'd even say 7-9, but I'll say 8-8. Okay, good call. JT, here he is, folks.
Defending champion Jets. They open with Nate and Jake, the worst opening imaginable. Big Daddy and Fitty. I'm excited to play Big Daddy with the Chargers. It'll be interesting.
That's a fun schedule right there, man.
Yep.
Every game you play is a white knuckle, drag them down slugfest. Man.
Yeah, I'm excited to play all these guys. Keller gives me fits. He's the only guy that can hold me under 50 yards rushing every time, even if I run the ball 20 times. So that's going to be fun.
That's right.
And he's got his team. DQ's fun to play. Obama.
Yeah, you gotta.
I played Obama last season. That'll be good to play him again. And I don't believe I've played Aaron at all, even as.
You got a great schedule. I love your schedule. Look at your non-conference games. Those are fun.
Yeah, I got a good mix here. Coach P, gonna get revenge for that scrimmage last night. DB, Hirsch, and you. So what do you think?
I mean, you're gonna go 11-5, 12-4. It's just what you do. It's just who you are.
I think, yeah, I'll put myself at 12-4.
Until someone dethrones you, you're going 12-4.
Sure, 12-4 sounds right to me. Let's go to Robin. B Dukes, Obama, Va, and Aaron. Then we go to. By the way, is there any? What is the second week exactly? Is that just like random people, or is that any kind of?
That's conference. It's your conference opponents.
Conference opponents.
For the majority of people, some I had a mix. You might have like a non-conference game in there, but for the majority, it's conference. All
right, so D-Rob, Keller, D-Rob, Fitty, and DQ. That's a tough run right there.
She's gonna have a tough little year.
B Dukes, Obama, Va, and Aaron again, and then Josh, the daddy, Paige, and Pup. That's that a little bit easier on the end there. Tough first 3 weeks.
She'll go 6-10.
Yeah, I was thinking 6-10, maybe 7-9. We'll see.
Because
Maybe
she's not bad.
no, and she's been using the Raiders for a while, so
Mm,
we'll see.
she's still go 6-10.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
say 6-10.
Bafangul.
We got Texans, Raiders, Jags, and Titans. That'll be interesting. Titans versus Steelers will be interesting. Then he goes Keller, Nate, B Dukes, and Big Daddy. Plays his old team, the Chargers. Finishes out with Josh. It seems like everybody's got Josh in the last week. That guy, Paige, and Pup Daddy.
He'll go 8-8.
I'm gonna put him
He'll go
at.
8-8.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna have a better time with the Steelers, and this schedule is not bad at all.
No, it's not.
I would almost.
But I think.
And I think he's getting his footing a little bit more. I'm gonna put him at 9-7.
All right. JT puts him at 9-7.
Okay,
All right.
we got the Titans, final team in the AFC here. So we have gone over just about every one of these games other than his non-conference. So his non-conference is the Daddy, that guy, Paige, and Ricky. Not bad. If he's really improving like it seems, this is not too bad of a schedule other than that conference slate in the middle there, week 2. So I think he'll go 1-3 there, but the rest of the games he could go 8-4. I think he finishes. I don't know. Maybe I'm jumping the gun here too much.
Yeah, you're jumping the gun big time on him. He's gonna go 6-10, 7-9.
I'll put him at 8-8. I think he's the most improved player this year.
All right, so this is what we have in the AFC. We'll go for these are our playoff teams.
Okay.
As of now, we have the Jets, Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, Colts, and Jaguars.
Mm-hmm. Seems
That's
good.
That's who we think will be in the playoffs. Yep.
I like it.
So that's JT, Nate, Fitty, Jules, Jake, and D-Rob. So there'd be 2 new playoff teams from the 2 guys who didn't make the playoffs in the playoffs this season. All right, let's go to NFC.
All right, we'll start with Bowman. He opens with his double-up games, DB, Ricky, you, and Owen. Those are some good matchups, actually.
I think it's very even. I like that.
Then he goes Coach P, ZZ, JMCC, and Hirsch. That's a tough week 2.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's going to struggle big time.
That's a real tough week 2. And then he's got finishes out with B Dukes, Jules, D Rob, and Fitty, and that's a tough finish too.
I think he's going 5-11.
Oh my goodness! I'll put him at 7-9.
Really? All right, he's not going to win 8 games. I know that.
I'll put him at 7-9.
All right.
Let's go to you. You got Bowman, ZZ, that guy, and Ricky. Those are your double-up games. Those are not bad. You did yourself a pretty nice favor there. Josh, Paige, Fitty, and Big Daddy week 2, or Pup Daddy, sorry. Those aren't bad either. Fitty might get you, but the other 3, you got Josh's number. I think you've scrimmaged or you've played Josh like 5 times and you're 5-0 against him. Pup Daddy you should beat. Paige you should beat. Then you got Bowman, ZZ, that guy, and Ricky.
That's my double up.
Okay, and then you got Nate, B Dukes, Jules, and me.
It's a mixture of. I mean, I play you, Nate, and Fitty. That's 3 tier 1 opponents.
Mm-hmm.
I play ZZ, Jules. That's 2 tier opponent. 2 tier 2 opponents. That's tough to say. So I got 5.
You and Jules, you haven't played Jules. Have you played Jules? Or
no, I did. He beat me when I was making a frozen pizza and it was burning.
Oh, that was him? Oh, yeah. God, that was brutal. For you, I mean. Yeah. Good for him.
I think I go 10-6.
That should be a good matchup. I think you have a pretty favorable schedule. You got a good team. You better go at least 9-7. I'm gonna put you at 9-7.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Yeah, I think you lose to Fitty. I think you lose to Jules again. You're definitely losing to Nate. Uh, you and ZZ, that's always a good one, but I'll put you at 9-7. I'll let you work for it a little bit here.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I just wrote it on the wall.
Z- Let's go to ZZ. He's back with his team.
He is back.
He figured out that his controller, the joysticks were pushed in on his controller. I've never heard of this before. This must be like a very manly thing.
What a knucklehead.
I've never heard of it before in my life.
All right, let's go.
All right, anyway. It's like those Walmart controllers that they're all somehow just destroyed. All right, anyway.
I'll tell you this. ZZ's got a fun schedule, too. Take a look at it. It's fun. I like it.
His double-up games are Coach P. That's a great matchup. JMCC, that's a great matchup. Hirsch is a great matchup. And yourself. Then he goes Bowman, DB, Ricky, and Owen. I mean, these are a lot of like new matchups that we either haven't seen at all or haven't seen that often. Okay, then those are the doubles. And then he finishes with Keller, Jules, Jake, ouch, and Big Daddy. That's pretty tough schedule, but he's got. I mean, he should go 8-8 again.
I think he goes 9-7. He's good, and this is his team. This is like him and Keller. Like they have their team, they have their squad.
If he gets a new controller and
a new TV
settles down, he needs a new TV. He should go. I mean, he should go 9-7. I don't know.
I'm saying 9-7. I think you should give him the benefit of the doubt.
All right, I'll give him 9-7.
Thank you.
Pup Daddy.
Pup Daddy, one of my favorite guys in the league. He's single-handedly recruited like 6 guys. Like he's the Andy Reid coaching tree of the COFL.
He's got the. Well, wait. What, you're not going to give Jake credit for Jake? Jake recruited him.
But I mean, oh, that's true.
All right, but we can't give Jake credit for anything here.
Yeah, exactly. It's like 14.
All right, so Josh, the daddy, that guy, and Paige, JMCC, DB, Ricky, and you. That's gets a little bit tougher there. Double up,
any of those.
And then finishes out non-conference with Robin, DQ, Obama, and Vafangul. I think he's going to have a hard time with that finish.
Yep, he's going 5-11.
There's a lot of games that he can win, and he could, with the Cowboys, if he really had a good season, he could go 8-8. But I think he's going to go 6-10.
All right.
What do you think? Would you say 5-11?
Yeah, 5-11.
All right.
5-11, 6-10. He'll win a game. Maybe he shouldn't win. And
same difference. All right. So this is Josh. I can't remember. Was Josh in the league last season, or is this his first season?
No, this is his first. I think he's gonna have a rough go.
All right.
Like a rough.
Very rough go. He's got the daddy, that guy, Paige, and Puck Daddy. Those aren't bad double-up games. I mean, he's got a chance. And then it gets a little bit rougher with Coach P, JMCC, you, and Owen. Owen's got a good team.
Yeah.
Finishes out with B-Dukes, Robin, Obama, and Vafangul. It's going to be tough to win any more than 5 games with that schedule.
Oh, you're giving him that much?
I think I wouldn't give him 5. I'm saying 5 is like the max.
Oh, gotcha.
I'll give him 4 because I think he can beat Pup Daddy once, and I think he'll beat Paige. I think he's got a chance to beat the daddy, and he's got a chance to beat Robin, and even a slight chance to beat B. Duke. So I'm going to give him 4 wins.
I'm giving him 3. He's going 3-13.
All right. The daddy with the Los Angeles Rams. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's someone that with the schedule he has, he could sneak in the playoffs. Just because he's not. He went, I think, 6-9-1 with the Texans last season. And he really wasn't. We'll see if he's focused or not. That's what I'm trying to say.
The Rams are kind of a tough team. Some people struggle with them.
I love them.
Let's take a look at his schedule here. Josh, that guy, Paige, Pup Daddy. Those are all pretty winnable. Those are his double games. And then he's got Coach P,
week 2.
JMCC, DB, and Hirsch. I mean, that's pretty much 0-4 as far as I can tell.
All right, bud.
And then the Raiders, DQ, Obama and Aaron. That's a tough schedule. I don't think he's going to
Yeah.
win more than 6 to 7. I'll give
Yeah.
him. I'd probably say
I'm
six
giving him
and ten.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 and 10.
All right. Moving on to
All
Ricky
right.
and the Minnesota Vikings. The best defense in the game. He's got Bowman, DB, U, and Owen. Those are some interesting matchups.
Yeah.
ZZ, Page, Fitty, and Pup Daddy. That's one of the easier week twos that I've seen. He's got the double ups and finishes with Keller, D Rob, Fitty, and Aaron.
Hmm. He's got a winnable schedule. He can go 10-6 with this schedule and this team.
I'm gonna have to say, ooh, that, yeah, it's a more favorable schedule, but I'm still gonna put him at 8-8.
I agree. Good call.
Let's go to the New Orleans Saints. That guy, a little bit of a boner pick here. He had a great team for. He had a great kind of starter kit team last year with the Jaguars.
Yeah.
He figured out how
Good
to
call.
play, and then he goes with the Saints, who's more of like a you got to know how to pass. Marlin was really good with the Saints. I can see like Sheed or somebody like that being really good with the Saints, but not sure if they fit his style. But we'll see. He's got Josh, the daddy, you, Pup Daddy. Those aren't terrible. Then he's got Coach P, Page, DB, and Owen. Finishes
Hmm.
out with B Dukes, DQ, Va, and Aaron. Not a bad schedule. Not a great fit for him. I'm going to put him at 6 and 10.
I agree.
All right, we're both on board with 6 and 10. JMCC, the most interesting man in Ireland, with the New York Giants. Don't like that team, but let's take a look at his schedule. ZZ, Coach P, DB, and Hirsch. Is he tier 1, by the way? JMCC?
JMCC. Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, that's a pretty tough schedule there. Bowman, Josh, the daddy, and Pup Daddy gets a little bit easier. And then he finishes
Oh
out with
yeah.
Nate, Jake, Big Daddy, and Fitty. That's a brutal, brutal finish. That's tough, especially with the Giants.
Wow.
I,
I'm saying 9-7.
I'm going to put him at 8-8. I think he might.
Wow.
Well, the NFC is not bad, so maybe you got a chance to get in the playoffs with 8-8. I don't know. We'll
That's
see.
tough.
Paige has got Josh, the daddy, Pup Daddy, and Owen. Saints, Bucks, Vikings, and you. That's. I'm thinking 1 and 3 in there.
Yeah.
And she finishes out with Robin, DQ, Va, and Aaron. That's a tough. I mean, it's not a
And
terrible
Page
schedule, but it's got a few. It's got a few tough games in there.
and Page isn't bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the Eagles are one of the
Yeah.
best 2 or 3 teams in the game.
6-10, 5-11.
And she's got Carson Wentz back.
Yeah.
I'll give her. I actually give her 7. I'll give her 7 and 9.
Wow. Look at this guy.
You got her at 6 and 10. Is that what you said?
Yeah, but I mean, I'll give her 7-9 just to.
All right, DB
DB.
Bowman. That's the week 3 COFL Night in America, but it's also a double up game in week 1. Then he's got Giants, Hirsch, and Ricky as well. Goes to the single conference games of ZZ, the daddy, that guy, and Pup Daddy, and finishes out with Keller, myself, D Rob, and Big Daddy. That's an average schedule. It's got some tough games in there. I mean, like I said, I think he's gonna fall back a little bit from the dream
Yeah.
season with the Browns. I'm gonna put him at 9 and 7.
That's exactly what I just wrote down. NFC is a dog fight. I don't even know what it is.
We're not sure what to call the NFC yet.
Oh my! I'm looking at like the records we're writing down. We have one team with 10 wins right now, and it's me. Oh no, you have me at 9-7. We have nobody with double-digit wins in the NFC yet.
All right, let's move on. Owen's got the Seahawks. That's one of the more interesting team choices. He could be good. He's kind of catching on. He's got Bowman, Page, Coach P, and Ricky. Those are his double games. Then we move on to ZZ, Josh, that guy, and Hirsch. This isn't a bad schedule for Owen here.
No, I'm kind of gifting him here.
It gets tough at the end, though. Nate, D-Rob, Fitty, and Obama.
I'll give him 10-6 with the schedule.
I was thinking along those lines until I saw the last 4. I'm probably going to go with 8-8.
Wow. Let's say 9-7.
All right.
Split the difference.
Split the difference. He's at 9 wins. Hirsch is would you say he's the odds-on favorite to win the NFC at this point? All right.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have him in tier 2, I believe?
I have him in tier 2.
So he's even benefiting from that because Coach P somehow got into tier 1.
Coach P needs to stop running his goddamn mouth.
I think you bumped your head when you made the end of the tier 1 teams. Somehow Coach P is a tier 1. But anyway, ZZ, JMCC, DB, and Coach P. I mean, those are fairly tough, but also I can see him win all 4 of those. Bowman, the Daddy, Page, and Owen. That's practically a cakewalk right there for week 2.
Jesus, Hirsch.
And then finishes out with Keller, Jules, Jake, and myself. That's a tougher finish. I still see him. What was he? 11-5 last year.
Yeah, he'll go 12-4. I think this season.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say 11-5 again, but 12-4 is definitely possible. And our last team, last but not least, Coach P with the interesting choice of the Washington Redskins. He's got ZZ, JMCC, Hirsch, and Owen. Those are not bad games for the double up. Bowman, yeah, it's interesting. He doesn't have a bad double up schedule for a tier 1 guy. Bowman, Josh, the Daddy, and that guy, also not bad at all. Then, I mean, the brutal run is again at the last week. You got Nate and Jake, me and Big Daddy. That's a rough finish. I mean, he could he could be 10-2 or even 11-1 going into that last week.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he goes 10-6 overall though.
Yeah, with the Redskins. No, I'm gonna put him at 10-6. I think that's good.
So in the NFC playoffs, we have Tampa Bay, Washington, and then we have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 9-7 teams, we have 5 9-7 teams, which is Atlanta, Carolina, the Giants.
Wow.
San Francisco and Seattle.
5 9-7 teams.
There's going to be one coach that has made the playoffs more than like 3 or 4. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. So I'm saying there's 7 teams that we have making the playoffs, and there's only 6 spots. So it'll be interesting.
So who were the top 2? Did you say Hirsch and Coach P?
Hirsch and Coach P, and then after that it's Atlanta, Carolina, New York, San Francisco, and Seattle.
Interesting. And who's on the bubble there behind the 9-7 teams?
Ricky at 8-8, and then we have Page 7-9.
Okay, so Ricky's got a chance to sneak in there if somebody else has a tough year.
Yeah, so.
Or Ricky could shock us and get 11 wins. Who knows? There's going to be a lot of close games in the NFC. There's a lot of.
I know, it's very
just kind of middle of the road type teams playing each other.
Yeah.
And that's why 5 9-7 teams. So.
Exactly.
Well,
yeah.
What do you think? Anything else you want to talk about? We pretty much covered it all. We're at an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, we covered it all. I actually got to get going. I got to go home and cook some food. But
all right. Well,
it's a pretty good podcast. We covered it all.
Yeah, I think we got it all.
Let the games begin.
Let the games begin.
The games now.
Season is underway. Season 9.
Season 9. The road to Tampa.
The road to Tampa.
Right.
Hirsch is going to shoot for playing in his home stadium.
All right. Big Daddy, I'll try and play you later, but we'll go from there and see what happens. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. We'll see you.